Why don't you tell us what you've managed to piece together, and we'll start there.
Of course. My name is Frances Matilda Summerson. I've been dead for... what year is it?
2019.
120 years, then. My spirit was trapped or hibernating or something in a phonograph cylinder, and when Eulalie managed to fix the phonograph and play the cylinder, she sort of woke me up.
What happened then?
I haunted her? Isn't that what we're supposed to do? I haunted her and she got hurt and she's in the hospital and...
Whoa there. Take a breath. Or remember what it felt like to take a breath. I'd really rather not be made into poltergeist hummus today.
Or ever. Never would be good.
It's okay, Frances.
Frankie, please.
It's okay, Frankie. We're here to help.
But I haunted her to death.
She's dead.
The doctors say she's in a coma, so she's as good as dead. It's my fault, all my fault.
This is The Way We Hunt Now, Episode 6, The Rules.
Frankie, I'm going to need you to calm down. You're in danger, and you're putting us in danger if you can't stop. Like I said, my friends and I are here to help. You aren't the first ghost to haunt harmfully, and you won't be the last. If you're as strong a person as I think you are, you can take some deep breaths and listen to us.
You can help. How can you help?
We can help you make amends.
We can help you find a purpose.
We can help you keep from binding to this house for the rest of your existence.
All right. I'm listening.
This is where I should tell you that it's not your fault. That Eulalie's going to be fine. That everything's going to be puppy dogs and pancakes from now on. But listen, I don't get paid enough for that shit. This is a platitude-free zone. Not like that bullshit, shiny, happy people crap they've got going on upstairs. Downstairs, too, for that matter. Look, from here on out, if you want to make something of your afterlife, you're going to have to be honest with yourself. And anyone who claims to be your friend is going to do likewise. Do you understand me?
Yes.
You made a mistake. We all do eventually. In fact, we made a mistake too. We tried to keep an eye out for these things.
New manifestations, she means.
Now cut that out. It doesn't do any good. Not for Eulalie and not for you. As I was saying, we tried to keep an eye out for these things, but you're a special case. Your death wasn't recent, so you weren't on our radar, so to speak.
Radar?
It's a way of tracking things, like ships, by sort of bouncing radio waves off them.
I believe I remember reading about some sort of Italian experiment called radio. Does it have something to do with the telegraph?
Maybe. It's a way of sharing sounds.
Oh, like my phonograph.
Sort of, but it works across long distances.
I think we're getting off track here.
We didn't notice you manifesting because we weren't looking, which we would have if your death had been recent.
And if you had noticed, things would have gone differently.
Yes, we would have found you sooner.
We would have been able to tell you about the rules.
But don't worry, we're going to do that now.
The rules?
We don't haunt the same way ghosts might have in your time, Frankie. At least, most of us don't. We try our best to help each other and help the living beings we're drawn to when they need it. Ghosts might have done the same back in the 1800s, I don't know, but we certainly don't follow the rules you've read about in books and heard in stories.
I rescue the spectres of animals when I'm not helping Mary keep tabs on local manifestations.
And I make new garments for haints who died wearing things they'd rather not wear forever. Especially folks who never got to really express themselves through their clothing during life.
You don't have to punish people.
Not often. Sometimes it's our responsibility to step in. And I don't just mean for people, for other ghosts too. But only after we've taken counsel and come to a collective decision.
The three of you.
Us and others.
Mostly, we mind our own business. Take care of our own.
If you don't have to haunt like I did, then what are the rules? Why am I in danger? Why is it so important for me to stay calm?
There are many different kinds of ghosts. Well, that's not true. There's pretty much only the one kind, but we have different purposes. Different jobs, as it were. There are road ghosts and hearth ghosts, omen ghosts and vengeance ghosts. Ghosts who made a deal to stick around and ghosts who just happen to be stuck.
And so many more.
Each comes with its own powers, its own limitations. Poltergeists are something of a special case. Any of us can become a poltergeist given the right circumstances. From what we know, those circumstances usually involve trauma, panic, pain, despair. When these things overwhelm us, it's easy to get lost in them, to burrow so deep into ourselves that we can't come back out again. Sometimes, in the process of that happening, a ghost binds with its habitation.
They become part of the place they're in when it happens.
And they get stuck there. Forever.
That's not even the worst part. Ghosts have led fulfilling existences as poltergeists, usually because they were homebodies to begin with, but they have and they do, after a long process of therapy and self-reflection. The danger is that when you're in the process of binding, you're a sitting duck. You're easier, in some ways, to destroy.
Destroy? But I'm already dead. Surely...
These days, we have something called ghost hunters.
Nasty people who track down ghosts and either capture them or exorcise them. Most of them don't know how to do more than temporarily dissipate our energies. But some of them
know how to truly destroy us. And the energy involved in the creation of a poltergeist is like a beacon, shining right at them. We don't really know what happens when a poltergeist is born. It might make you more vulnerable, or it might make you harder to destroy. But even if the binding shields you from the exorcism, their presence is a danger to the rest of us.
Whoa, you guys, these poltergeist readings are off the charts.
Ahem. And non-binary comrades.
Sorry, Myrtle.
Thank you for apologizing. So, the hunt's still on?
On like Donkey Kong.
Ugh.
If this keeps up, we're in for the hunt of a lifetime.
Like I said, I'll bring the weaponry.
Haven't you ever stopped to think maybe these ghosts just need to be listened to and reasoned with. Maybe they just need a kind person to realize that they are IDK people too.
Nah, could be. But I'd rather not take the chance.
The poltergeist who took my granddad couldn't be reasoned with.
How do you know?
I know, okay?
Okay, well, that doesn't mean none of them can be reasoned with.
Doesn't mean they should be reasoned with either.
Anyway, you still on snack duty, Myrtle?
Yes.
Are these ghost hunters coming for me then? Am I safe here?
If they've noticed you, your sudden calmness will probably throw them off your scent.
My scent?
Figuratively speaking, they'll be confused. They might decide not to investigate, if they've noticed you at all, which they might not have.
Just to be safe, you should stay with us for the time being.
I couldn't impose.
You can, and you will, unless you'll be rejecting our help.
No, please. I need your help.
And you have it. Don't mind Mary. She can be a bit imperious sometimes. You know it's hard for someone this close to binding to leave the house.
You're right. I'm sorry, Frankie. I do think it would be best if you stayed with us, but we will do all we can to help in either case.
I accept your hospitality. Now please, tell me about the rules.
Of course. There are only 3. The first is do no harm.
We stole that one from the medical profession. The second is leave no trace.
We stole that from campers. The third is, if you smell rosemary, run.
It's gone quiet.
What has?
The poltergeist. It's crickets. Like it was never there at all.
Weird. What do we do?
I say we still go poke around.
We stock up on rosemary and keep monitoring. There are a few small cases for us to look into around here. It would be a shame to drive all that way for nothing.
Boo.
Fine. I have TV to catch up on this weekend anyway.
Same. Let us know if things change, boss.
Will do. Believe me, I want to take down a poltergeist just as much as the rest of you.
This episode of The Way We Hunt Now is written, directed, and produced by Courtney Floyd, with voice acting in order of appearance by
Kira Apple as Mary Banks.
Eleanor Gray as Frankie.
Becca Marcus as Lotta.
Georgia Mackenzie as Josie.
Kira Apple as the narrator.
Brad Colebrook as Cass Bromley.
Tal Minear as Myrtle.
Lindsay Zana as Danny.
Paul H. Rollins as Nick.
Whether you're new to the spirit world or simply a ghost in need of some entertainment, you can visit www.hauntnowpod.com for more episodes, as well as information about our cast and crew, content warnings, transcripts, and links to our social media. Remember to haunt responsibly.